Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. It's Connor here, and we are back with your match preview. Yes, it's another big match preview for Leeds United, another huge one on the horizon, and a chance for Leeds to pick up 3 points desperately needed. And folks, I think after this weekend, the curtain is closed if Leeds United don't pick up a victory. It's that big. It's a huge, huge, huge weekend. And this guy behind me, my favourite ever Leeds United player, Mark Viduka, he fired us to safety, didn't he? All those years ago, down at Highbury. And yeah, we need something of a miracle, don't we? Jesse Marsch has had his press conference today, and he's spoken about players being available, players being, injured, all this sort of stuff, suspended, which is it's a long list now, isn't it? But the good thing is it looks like Harrison's going to be back. It looks like Rafinha's going to be back, which is really positive for Leeds. Bamford is touch and go, and I sort of read into it that maybe he's just not going to give his game plan away. We're not going to. He almost said that Bamford's training, but we'll see what happens, sort of thing. So I'm hoping that's a tactical ploy. I don't know. So he'll maybe confuse Graham Potter and then just throw Bamford in for the full 90. I know that's not going to happen because you've got to look at Bamford's situation as well. He'll want to be playing, in my opinion, in the Premier League next season. That's my personal thoughts on it. So he's not going to want to go out there and knacker his foot again. So yeah, I mean it's a do or die situation for Leeds. So if he is fit, I'd love him to start because I think we will be a different team with him there. Although I don't think it's going to be massively different, but I think it's obviously going to be a different sort of dynamic because we've actually got a striker on the pitch. Leeds don't have a striker. We'll be doing Joe Gelhardt, but hey, how many times have we gone over it? But, a fully fledged first team striker. And I think it's going to come down to, the Saturday, Sunday games, or I should just say the Sunday games are absolutely huge, aren't they? It's Spurs versus Burnley, absolutely huge. I do think Spurs will pick up that win, but it does go to that last game of the season with regards to us and Brentford. If Leeds weren't to pick up the win against Brighton and we just are not getting anything down at Brentford, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. That's just not happening. So Leeds have to pick up a win this weekend. That's it. There's no point talking about how much better Brighton's side are than us, how much more individual talent they have than us, how many, how much less injuries they have than Leeds United. It's do or die on the pitch now, and it's stand up and be counted. And I'm just sort of deflated at the minute because we've said this 7 or 8 times. We're hearing Liam Cooper come out and say, we've all got to fight. Well, we're not seeing it, Liam. We're not seeing it. So you need to cheer the lads up as captain, fella, because we're not seeing any fight at the minute. So we need to see some fight at the weekend because everyone's just getting sick of it now. I'm sick of it. You're sick of it. The players need to stand up and be counted because I still think the calibre of this squad is good enough to stay up. I really do. I think it's still good enough to stay up. But if these players aren't showing it, we're just simply not going to stay up. And I think there's too many of them hiding. I'm going to throw Rodrigo in there. I think Jack's been hiding a little bit. Dan James, I've put in that bracket. Matthias Klick. There's too many big players in this side hiding at the minute, and they need to step up. They need to want the ball. They need to be hungry. They need to have desire, fight, passion, as I keep going on about, because otherwise they're going to be applying the trade in the Championship, and nobody wants a relegation on the CV, do they? So, yeah. Burnley obviously travel down to White Hart Lane. I don't think they'll get anything. I really don't. And that's why it's such a huge opportunity for Leeds United to get something. But Burnley are playing before us, so we're going to know their fate before Leeds play. It's a 12 o'clock kickoff, I think, 12 o'clock kickoff. But I just don't know with this lot at the minute how that's going to affect their mentality, because it's almost like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't with this lot, because it's almost like if Spurs win and batter Burnley, I don't even know if I presume this lot will feel pressure and they'll just sort of like crumble again, even if Burnley lose. And then if Burnley win, they're obviously going to feel the pressure because then the pressure is on. They simply have to win, and then it's going to go down to the final day. But I just don't know with this setup at the minute. We've spoken about confidence and fragile mentality, and I was just thinking about it today. I was like, even if Burnley get hammered, are they going to use that as inspiration? Are they going to go on the pitch and show us something different? I don't know. I've not seen anything yet. And I think there's been a lot of chat at the minute about not levelling at Jesse Marsch's door. Well, come on, everybody. He's had 12 games. He's had 12 games. He's had nigh on a third of the season. I understand it's not his players, But there's several examples in football where a manager comes in halfway through the season, even with a depleted team, a depleted squad, and is able to generate something from that squad. As a coach, which is what Jesse Marsch is, a coach by trade, you come in and develop the player, you improve their mentality. That's it. That's what you do towards the end of the season. And then you progress on your strategy next season. That was the plan anyway. Slight tweaks and improvement in mentality. But we haven't seen slight tweaks. We've seen, instead of small things here and there, it's been a complete change into something we've never seen before. The transition's been massive. Everybody's playing narrow now. It's a compact system. There doesn't seem to be an out ball. The passing sequences are all off. Any distribution is being cut off at the minute because teams are just packing out the midfield and we've got no outlet, no outball. So the system is completely changed. So it's not been slight tweaks at all. It's been a massive, massive change. So as a manager, he is at fault here as well. He needs to come in and have a game plan. None of us know what the style is yet. None of us know what the game plan is yet. That's not acceptable after 12 games. Now, I'm not coming on here and saying the blame is at Jesse Marsch's door, but he is culpable as well, everybody, because I've come on here and said that Marcelo Bielsa is culpable, 100%. I've said the board are the most culpable, but Jesse Marsch has had a lot. He's been here since February now. February. So there has to be some idea, because then what was the point? What was the point? What's ever the point in a mid-season change, or are Leeds just completely unique? Jesse doesn't have to. He can't improve. It's just impossible. That's illogical. It makes no sense. I'm getting sick of hearing it. There needs to be something. We've not seen anything so far, in my opinion. It's got worse. We've regressed. We have. And as I keep saying, it always turns into a Bielsa Marsch thing for whatever reason on the YouTube channel, the YouTube sphere. But I still think Bielsa would have taken us down. So there's a caveat for people who get upset at the previous comment. But he needs to show something. He needs to have improved this game plan. He needs to show us something on the pitch. There's no fight. There's nothing. There's no tactical plan. There's no strategy. And for people who are just aimlessly defending him, it's not logical. It is not logical, because 12 games is more than enough. Mike Jackson's come in and won 4 out of 6 games. He's tweaked simple things. Playing out from the back, playing a bit more expansively at the minute, where Dyche was a little bit more regimented, giving them a little bit of belief and confidence. Instilling more confidence in Dwight McNeil, improving Dwight McNeil in such a short space of time. And that might be to do with confidence. That might be to do with him playing on the other side. The right-hand side and the left-hand side is interchanging a little bit more now. Well, it's a little bit more fluid. You look at we don't like speaking about him, but Frank Lampard, but we're talking about the time period these coaches have been in. They've not been in for the longest time. Frank Lampard's come in and galvanised Anthony Gordon, who really has kept them up. So we need to see something from Jesse in terms of an improvement, and we're not seeing that at the minute. And it's frustrating the life out of me that you're just getting aimless defenses of Jesse when he is also involved in this now. And he's had a long period of time to get this right. And we need to see something else at the weekend, because I tell you what a lot of Leeds fans aren't going to accept is if we go and we play Brighton and Brighton stick 3 past us. There's not going to be a sort of a round of clapping then. It's not going to be we are the champions. That's not going to happen then, because rightly so, the fan base will have had enough, because they can't do any more. The PR crap, be there, do this for Leeds. Everyone's always there. Everyone's always there. You be there. You show up. You play for the badge on your shirt. It's really frustrating me at the minute, because everything else around it, we're doing everything we can and we're stressing. We're not sleeping. Some of us probably aren't eating, because this club means so much to us at the minute. And I just wonder what the fans' reaction is going to be at the weekend if we don't get something, because I think it's going to turn a little bit. I really do. Because getting hammered by Brighton at home and showing nothing against Brighton at home, no strategy, no tactical plan, strange substitutions, different sort of formations where it's like, different format. You get 3-4-3, then it's a 4-2-3-1 narrow, then it's a 4-2-2-2. Just all over the place. Dan James in the number 10. Rafinha right wing back. just make it simple. I genuinely, what I do for this one is just genuinely have a loose plan, a loose framework for this game, but let the players go out and express themselves. The players take charge on the pitch, release the shackles a little bit, because that thing where Jesse came in and wanted to release that tension, that anxiety, which he always kept going on about, that's back in abundance now. They're stressed. It's exactly like the Tottenham scenario after the game where everyone was talking about Marcelo leaving. But he's got to show something, everybody, because he's in a 4-year contract now, so it will cost Leeds a lot of money. But if we go down, me and Cage were talking about it, they'll reconsider his position. Because in a 12-game period, you have to show something. You can't just have people turning around and saying, "Yeah, well, he's not got his own players." Because as I said, there's hundreds of examples when managers have come in mid-season and kept teams up. Leeds aren't just unique. It's not how it works. And I'm not, as I said, I'm not just blaming Jesse for this, but we have to see something. And this is absolutely pivotal in these next two games that we do see something. But the mentality is going to be huge in this game. It's going to be absolutely huge, and Leeds have to get it right. So, as I said, a loose framework. Let the players go out and express themselves. I'm talking Rafinha. We need to start getting the best out of this guy because, we're not seeing enough from him, and I don't blame him. I think he's got too much stress on the back of his shoulders. Leeds fans strangely calling him out. Bizarre mentality. But the promotion favourites for some Leeds fans get away with it. We know the culprits. Too much stress on him. Other people need to stop hiding. I'm sick of seeing players hiding on the football pitch. They were hiding against Chelsea. They were hiding against Arsenal. They were hiding against Crystal Palace. Stand up and be counted. I think if we were all on that pitch, we'd want the ball. Nowhere near enough ability, but that's a simple thing you give for Leeds United. And I am questioning that lot at the minute, the lads on the pitch. Because it looks like they're down tools a little bit at the minute, and that's not acceptable at all. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough, but you're never just down tools when you play for Leeds United. So as you can tell, I am a little bit peeved off at the minute. I'm peeved off just by what I'm hearing. I'm peeved off by the situation we're in. I'm peeved off by the owners. And yeah, if we can get a win, it'd be absolutely magnificent. And that's all it takes, a win. That's it. And I'm not saying it's going to be done, but it's going to be a tough ask for Burnley to get back into it. It really, really is. I don't think Villa and Newcastle are going to be easy games for them. I don't at all. Villa obviously with the bounce as well of signing Coutinho. Looks like Buendia's back into form. Buendia and Coutinho fighting for that number 10 spot. That's not going to be easy. For Burnley in terms of the quality that Villa are able to put on the pitch. They're not on the beach. Gerrard won't allow it. I don't think Newcastle will be on the beach because they're all playing for the contracts. So it's huge. It's a huge weekend for Leeds United and one that could see us relegated. And that's a sad state of affairs. But that's why the players need to show up because I think they are good enough to beat Brighton at home. But I also do rate this Brighton side. I think they're technically very good. Players like Alexis McAllister, who would have loved Leeds to have gone for when he wasn't in favour last season at Brighton. Trossard, I'm a big fan of. Neil Maupay always haunts us, doesn't he? Cucurella, left wing back's been absolutely superb. That's recruitment for a left back, by the way. Cucurella, or Cucurella, I should say. Fabulous. And attracting big clubs. Big clubs. 40, 50 million pound price tag. That's a proper left back, a proper bit of recruitment there. That's what Leeds tried to do and failed. But yeah, Basuma in the midfield as well. They've got big centre backs. It's going to be a tough ask, everybody. It's going to be a really tough ask. Really tough ask for Leeds to get anything this weekend. But we live in hope, don't we? Before I leave you, get involved, as I always say, everybody, with the Fantasy League this week. And the good thing is it's all the 2 p.m s. So basically, you can pick loads of your Fantasy League. There's obviously, is it 7 available? I believe it's 7 available, and they're all from the 2 o'clock kickoff. So make sure you check that out. It's a bigger pot of players, and I've gone for a little bit of a different team. As you can tell, I've gone quite Brighton heavy. I'm not confident for this weekend, but I've gone 2 Leicester players in there, 2 Wolves players, and Wilf Zaha. I actually did a little bit better than I thought last time out. So yeah, make sure you check that out, guys. So yeah, the code is there, just at the bottom, SND, and then 2 p.m s. So make sure you check that out. The link will be in the description below. On top of that, I'd just like to say thank you for my latest Patreons, Kieran, Glenn, Jake, and CJ, who have all joined within the last 10 days. We will be doing a tactical preview for the Brighton game, which will be released tomorrow. If you guys want some extra content, we're going to try get sort of like maybe six videos out per month on the Patreon, some bonus stuff. Make sure you go check that out. Link will be in the description below. Guys, let me know your score predictions. Can Leeds do it? We'll find out. See you in a bit.